Good afternoon. Today I'm going to talk to you about my informative speech on Harriet Tubman. The specific purpose for this speech is to inform my audience about the woman that freed the slaves. From the time slavery ended until now, Harriet Tubman remains one of the most amazing icons in history. Harriet Tubman escaped slavery to become a leading abolitionist. She led hundreds of enslaved people to freedom along the route of the Underground Railroad. Harriet Tubman was one of the African Americans who made a change in history forever, and also to provide knowledge about the slavery days. I have always admired Harriet Tubman for the things she did, always courageous, brave, and powerful. I have chosen her because she is such a strong individual like myself, and I have always admired her, just like I just stated, how amazing she was and all the things she have done. First, I would like to talk to you a little bit about her background and who she was, and second, I will discuss her life and her family. Finally, I will discuss how Harriet Tubman freed the slaves. Harriet Tubman set out to do some great things to make people proud. Next to all the African Americans icons, I consider her the bravest. Harriet Tubman was born to enslaved parents in Dorchester County. Her original name was Arimathea Harriet Ross. Her mother, Rita, was owned by Mary Brooks. Harriet had 9 siblings born between 1808 and 1832. Harriet's early life was full of hardships. 3 of her sisters were sold to distant plantations. Trader from Georgia approached Brodus about buying Rita's youngest son, Moses. Rita successfully resisted to further pressuring her family, setting a powerful example for her young daughter. Physical violence was a part of daily life for Tubman and her family. Violence she suffered caused permanent physical injuries. Harriet recounted a particular day when she was lashed 5 times before. Born a slave on Maryland's eastern shore, she endured the harsh existence of a field hand, including brutal beatings. Tubman endured seizures, severe headaches, and in 1849 she fled slaves, leaving her husband and family behind in order to escape. Despite a bounty on her head, she returned to the South at least 19 times to lead her family and other slaves to freedom via the Underground Railroad. She never lost a fugitive or allowed one to turn back. 2 things sustained her: the pistol at her side and her faith in God. In April of 1858, Tubman was introduced to the abolitionist John Bowen, who advocated the use of violence life. Money was a struggle for Harriet Tubman. She turned to the anti-slaves lecture platform to raise money. Her services as nurse, scout, and spy were solicited by the Union government. Tubman was paid only $200 over a 3-year period. She began supporting herself by selling pies, gingerbread, and root beer. After the war, Tubman returned to Auburn, New York, and continued to help blacks forge new lives in freedom. She cared for her parents and other needy relatives. In 1896, Harriet made an appearance at the National Association of Colored Women in Washington, D.C. Harriet Tubman, the oldest member present, was the embodiment of the strength and the struggle. In December of 1851, Tubman guided a group of 11 fugitives northward. Evidence suggests that the party stopped at the home of abolitionist and former slave Frederick Douglass. Harriet Tubman escaped from slavery in 1849, fleeing to Philadelphia. Tubman decided to escape following her injuries and the illness of her owner, following her illness and the death of her owner in 1849. Tubman freed over 60 slaves to Philadelphia to freedom. In early 1859, abolitionist Senator Williams sold Tubman a small piece of land on the outskirts of Auburn, New York. In 1869, she married a Civil War veteran named Nelson Davis. In 1874, they adopted a baby girl named G. As Tubman aged, the head injuries sustained early in her life became more powerful and disruptive. She underwent brain surgery in Boston's Massachusetts General Hospital to alleviate the buzzing and disrupting of her brain. Tubman was eventually admitted into the rest home named in her honor. Harriet Tubman died of pneumonia in 1913. In April 2016, U.S. Treasury Department advocated that Harriet Tubman would be on the 20th dollar bill. The announcement came after the Treasury Department received a lot of public comments. In June of 2015, Jacob West was criticized for saying that it was likely a woman would appear on the bill. The decision to have Tubman replace Jackson, a slaveholder who played a role in the removal of Native Americans from their land, was praised. Today I discussed Harriet Tubman. Second, I talked about her family. Last, how she freed the slaves leading up to her death. From the time slavery ended until now, Harriet Tubman remains one of the most powerful icons in history. In conclusion, yet she risked her life and freedom and returned many times to rescue both family members and other slaves from the plantation system. Tubman led hundreds to freedom in the North as the most famous conductor on the Underground Railroad. She also helped the Union Army during the war, working as a spy, among other roles. Harriet Tubman, widely known and well respected, which she was alive, became an African icon in the years. After she died, a survey at the end of the 20th century named her as one of the most famous civilians in American history. Before the Civil War, third only to Betsy Ross and Paul Revere. She continued to inspire generations of ancestors struggling for civil rights with her bravery and bold action. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed my informative essay. You all have a great day.